What's up guys, I'm filming Milf Manor show episode 1 recap. This is season 2. I will not be reviewing season 1 because I tried watching it.
Always popping out, you know, the headlights are always on.
Didn't bother you when you were a baby sucking on a either, so let's keep it real.
Because I needed the milk, Mom. I needed some energy.
You were really thirsty.
I'm not a fan of it. It's kind of cringe and it's kind of uncomfortable, honestly. I feel like season 2 was a lot better than season 1. Yeah, I'm just gonna be reviewing season 2 and figure it out from there. If you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already. Check out my podcast, Pretty Open-Minded, on Spotify. It's also on YouTube. There's already a video out, so you can check it out if you would like to. Subscribe to it, like my videos, comment under it. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. And also check out my other recaps if you haven't already. Keep up with them, like them, comment on them. It helps me out a lot. If I said check out my socials, but check out my socials if you haven't already. Make sure you do so. You're missing out. And turning post notifications because you don't know when I'm gonna post. It was a lot because I forgot the first episode is freaking 52 minutes long. So my ADD was really ADDing today because I was just like, damn, I'm having a hard time sitting through this. I mean, I know the first episode's always longer for any show because it's introducing everyone, but damn, like, come on now. Was doing it for so long because I had to take so many breaks. Like, it was so ghetto. Meeting the moms and the dudes that are gonna be in this episode. If you don't know what Milf Manor is, it's basically a show that showcases a bunch of moms that are like over the age of 40, and a lot of them are recently divorced or have been divorced for some time, and they meet up with guys that are around my age, like early 20s, maybe even late 20s, and they go on dates and stuff, and they do all these challenges, and they see if they can date on the outside world. So also, I didn't know this show was based in Canada. I was trying to figure out where it was because like I want to say villa, but the place that they're staying at is so freaking pretty. So I was like, I want to know where it is, and I found out in the first episode that it's Canada. The woman that arrived to the house is Jamie. She is 51 years old and she is from Pennsylvania, and she's also a fitness instructor. She said in her confessional that her nickname is Sparkles because she has a sparkly personality, but we won't be calling her Sparkly because no. Had 2 divorces and she does have 3 older children. Then we meet Barbie, who is 45 years old. She is a marketing executive. She's originally from Mexico City, so she is Mexican. I didn't know this until the show ended. I didn't know what she was, and I don't know how I didn't know because it was so obvious. I thought she was white this whole time, but she is Mexican, so. And she did speak Spanish in the first episode, and I didn't even remember that. Yeah, so basically she's on the show because she's trying to look for the coochie shingles. I said shingles. She's not looking for shingles, she's looking for coochie tingles. Coochie tingles. She has a 26-year-old son, and that is her only kid, I believe. So then we meet Kelly Mack, who's 59. I think she's the eldest one on the show, by the way. She's from Pasadena, California. Originally she's from Vietnam, but she grew up in Pasadena. She's a Pilates instructor, and then, you know, we get a little cute little intro with her, and then it jumps into her trauma from running away from the Vietnam War back in 1975. So there was that. It was kind of like hefty. You just kind of like jump into it. She's been married twice, but also divorced twice. The thing is, like, she radiates a lot of good energy, so I wanted to know why she got divorced. Like, they don't really go into like why they got divorced. They're just like, I'm divorced more than once. And if I was divorced more than once, then like, why even try again? You know what I mean? Like, why even go through the tribulations and the trauma? Because like, what is the literal point? Then we meet Crystal, and she's 48. She's a makeup artist. She's from Missouri. She currently lives in one of the Carolinas, I think. She has 3 sons, and she's had 5 relationships in total, but some of those relationships were with her son's father. The girls meet at the little like patio area outside. Barbie asks, oh, how many sons have you had? I mean, yeah, basically, how many sons do you have? And she wanted to know more about Crystal. Crystal goes on to say that she has like 3 sons, but one of them passed away at the age of 20. Basically what happened was he was living in Missouri, and I guess him and his friend were like hanging out, and there was an attempted robbery, and they were like, oh, they don't have anything. So they end up shooting her son and his best friend in the car, and he was supposed to be 23 by now. Crying about that, which is very valid. Personally, I would not bring up something so heavy like that in front of people that I don't know. It's just not smart. I know that it's something that is very recent to her and very like a fresh wound, and she's I understand her grieving, but you don't know these people at the end of the day, and I don't think it was healthy for her to just bring it up. But everyone has a different way of grieving. Then we meet Christy. I call her Christy, but it's Christiana, and she's from North Carolina. She's 46. She's a public relations executive. She was married for 20 years, and then she recently got divorced. She said that she doesn't like to date in her hometown because a lot of people know each other, and it kind of reminded me of I don't want to say the town name of where it is in Illinois, because then you'll be like, oh my god, there's Kimana's family members, because like it's a very small town, and I do have like a lot of family members over there, so I feel like you would be able to know like y'all are related. But that town in particular, everyone knows everyone, and it's very small, and the tea goes quick in that town. So it kind of reminded me of that when she was saying that, because that is probably the only place I can really remember that definitely is small, and I wouldn't see myself dating anyone there, because like I do have like cousins there, and like I learned like probably in like I don't know, like probably 2017 or 2018 that like I was related to more people out there. Didn't even know that. And one of them was like a white lady, and I didn't know, and I was like, oh, okay, okay, where do we start? I have no what's it called? I don't really care about that part. I mean, I just know that I'm related to a lot of people out there. Ladies inquire about Barbie's job, and she said that she owns a small marketing agency, and she also goes on to say that she was a former stripper. And then it pans to Crystal, because Crystal was making a lot of snarky faces, like a lot of rude facial expressions, and you could tell right off the bat that she was feeling some type of way about it, because she probably doesn't see her as very what do y'all say it, demure, because people look down a lot of people look down on a lot of SMEX workers, and I don't know why, because they're getting money like y'all are, but it's just in a different way. I think this is when I started not liking Crystal, because when I first watched the show, because she seems very much like, I don't know, like very rude, jealous, insecure, like everything, like very much pick me. At first I didn't like Barbie because I thought she was very like all over the place, kind of a bit much. But then I started realizing like she's not even that bad. At first I was like, she's a little bit much in the first few episodes, but then I was like, this is probably how she is. She says in her confessional that she isn't surprised that she's a stripper, because she felt like she liked being the center of attention, and she just was like, this is just up her alley, you know, this is her thing. But definitely you can tell that she was very not supportive about it. Everyone else seemed very supportive about it, but Crystal was probably the only one that was very like, ew, what? I don't really care if someone's a stripper, honestly. It's tough out here. I think she did it when she was in her 20s, so she was a single mom. She's never been married, so it made sense on why she was doing that. She was just trying to make a living, so I understand why she was doing it. It's probably really hard to say because it was on national television. Barbie said that she was initially nervous about telling them, but then she also said she doesn't regret that past. She's trying to put more light into that industry instead of a lot of shame, because a lot of people do tend to shame that industry. We meet Lynette, who is 50, is an account manager. She is an account manager. She has 2 kids, and she's been divorced for 8 years. She goes on to say that in her confessional that when she first got divorced, she went into her hoe phase, not understanding what a hoe phase was, but she was out there, and it was kind of funny how she was explaining it, honestly. They're told that when everyone got together, they are told that on the little text message that they're going to be given a phone, and this is how they're going to get to know all the news and all the upcoming challenges and stuff like that, because there will be challenges on the show. And I'm a little nervous about covering this because it is sexually suggestive, and not that I give a fuck about it, but like I'm gonna have to like make it PG so I don't get in trouble by the masses, you know. So basically that's what it's there for. Everyone's getting a phone. There will be communication on there, but that's about it. So the men arrive, and there's like 6 or 5 men that arrive in this episode. And the first guy that we meet is Chris. He is 27. He is from Kentucky. He is an MMA fighter and a model. And in his confessional, he said that he's basically into everyone. Like, he's into Hispanics, Asians, white, black, everything. He likes slim, he likes thick. He appreciates everyone's body type. So that's cool. I love that. Honestly, props to him. Personally, when I look at him, I think he looks a little dopey, but he's probably really like, he also looks like a lover boy low-key. So I kind of like that side of him. But honestly, if I was dating him, I would be constantly concerned about his brain, because we all seen what happened to freaking Muhammad Ali. So I'm gonna be like, this is not a show. Like, this is not watching the Bella twins. This is real. This is actually real. Everyone was literally like really mesmerized by Chris, I think because he comes up the stairs so like confidently, like, I'm that guy, and it's not in a cringy way. It's like, I have it down pack. And also, like, he does kind of look very like approachable, and he also, I don't know, maybe it's because of his features, he does look very racially ambiguous. I think he's black and white, and they were commenting on his features a lot. They're like, oh, he has green eyes, dark features, all that stuff. Meet Joey. He's 21. He's an event promoter. And Crystal says in her confessional that Joey has baby eyes, and the way that she phrases it is like so creepy. Like, if you want to breastfeed him, put him on the tita, then say that.
But here we are. Here we are.
Hey, Jacob, he is like British, so I think he's one of the few British people on here, other than his dad, that will be on the show sooner or later. 3, a fitness professional. I don't really know what that means. Like, does that mean a fitness like an influencer, or a fitness instructor? Like, what do you mean fitness professional? I want to know. So he said that he doesn't really go for women his age, our age, because they aren't mentally stimulating. They don't have stimulating conversations. I honestly get that, because like, they're very immature, so like, it's really hard to find people that could have stimulating conversations, because a lot of them are just like gym. This is why I don't go on dating apps. I haven't been on dating apps since May, maybe even before that. I have not really been on dating apps. It's kind of shocking. Everyone keeps asking me, am I talking to anyone? And I'm really not. I haven't really been talking to anyone since May. I haven't hung out with anyone since May. But I haven't had a crush on anyone since like February. So it's been really sad on my end. So that's why I don't even talk about it on anything, because it's like, what is the point? I feel like my dating life was a little bit more interesting like in 2022 versus now. Because I had a lot more to talk about, and I was hanging out with like different people every week, and it was actually really fun. But like, now it's just like everyone just kind of talks about it and they don't actually do it, you know what I mean? So the people that I used to hang out with, like, they'll just actually do it. They'll pick me up, hang out with me, all that stuff. But with the people now that try to talk to me, they'll just be like, yeah, like, I want to take you out. Like, tell me why, like, this guy yesterday was telling me that he wanted to take me out, and then it sounded cool in theory and I was actually okay with it up until he said that he wanted to like have sex in his car. Who the fuck is calling me? Anyways, this whole year, like, people like to talk and not do, and this is why I just kind of like, this is why I don't talk to people, and that's fine, that's totally fine, but like, don't look my way. So then we meet Sam, who is 24. He does telecom sales and he is also in school. He says that he's tired of playing mind games with people his age, so that's why he prefers women his age, older. Then we meet Miles. He is 24. He's vegan and a chef. When he came on, you know, I kind of felt like he was a little bit cocky. Kind of crazy how he was like, yeah, I'm good looking, this, that, and the third, and I'm also humble. Really like a mouse. He's so quiet that you kind of forget that he's there. I even forgot he was there when I was first watching this. I was like, oh, he's still here? He's interesting looking. He definitely, when you do see his dad, you'll see that he looks very much like his dad, but just like the light-skinned version of his dad. When Christiana and Joey start to get to know each other outside, Barbie comes in and then she starts like talking with Joey, because like technically you are supposed to get to know everyone, but people were starting to feel a little bit threatened by Barbie because they felt like she was claiming everyone, but in reality she was just trying to get to know everyone. But I think because she has like a huge personality, it's probably really intimidating to most women. But Christy and Crystal had some thing about it with her, like feel some type of way about her. Do their first challenge, and it's basically the syrup challenge. And basically what it is the objective is you're supposed to in a pair, and each pair you're supposed to pour syrup on each other. Then you're supposed to crab walk down to where the jars are, and then you're supposed to like basically scoop and try to get as much syrup into the jar, and whoever has the most wins. As you get to go on a date with whoever you choose. Chris was already saying in his confessional that he's a very competitive person because he's an MMA fighter.
Oh, that's they. Wow! They all have 10 minutes, and the challenge is they have to pour the maple syrup on their bodies. Oh my goddess, it's pretty dicky. And then they have to go down the lane and then pour all the maple syrup that's on their bodies into the jar.
And you get to see this throughout the season, that he's very competitive. He takes the games a little too seriously, but that's honestly me. I get so annoyed when I don't win. Like, it kind of bums me out, honestly. It kind of ruins my day, especially if I keep doing it and I keep losing. It pisses me off. But that's why I don't like iPhone games, because I always lose those and I don't even know why. Barbie started getting a lot of FOMO as they were doing the challenge, and she started like tasting the men.
No, Tyson? What the f? Seriously, Barbie, come on, girl. I'd like to get under here a little bit, sorry. What?
She went up to Jacob, and she also went up to Chris, and both Crystal and Christy were like, again, feeling some type of way. But Crystal said in her confessional that she was like irritated, but she wasn't threatened by her. But she also proceeded to do like the most with him and started like licking him and doing all this shit. In my opinion, whenever you're doing the most and you're saying like, I'm not threatened by any woman, and then you do like the complete opposite, it shows me that you're very much insecure. Everyone is single, you know, I'm not gonna spoil it. Anyways, everyone is supposedly single when they go there, and the point is to date around and see if you can get a match. Basically, it's a dating show. So Crystal was already like very much claiming him, even though they're not a thing. So she was just already getting territorial with him. So this was like a reoccurring theme throughout the whole season, that she just got really territorial to anyone that got close to the person that she's interested in, find out that Crystal and Chris win the challenge. And then Barbie reads on the little host card that, you know, since she wasn't able to participate in the game, she wins a date with whoever she chooses, and she chose Jacob, and it made Christy feel some type of way about it. And since she was feeling some type of way about it, she ended up hanging out with Joey. During the date, Jacob asked Barbie like who was she first attracted to, and she looks over at Chris because Chris was also there, and she said that he first caught her eye. Barbie asked everyone who were they all attracted to at first, and Chris and Jacob said that they were both hooked on her. They both were attracted to her, and that obviously made Crystal feel some type of way. She was very bitter about it. And then when Jacob and Barbie had their one-on-one time, she was asking him about his little background in his life, especially when it came to his dating life. He was talking about a lot about fitness and stuff, that he's into philosophy and politics. So she said that she was interested in that too. And she said that he also said that he's dated someone that was 35. I wonder how old he was, because if he's 23, I'm hoping that he was at least like 20, because if he was 18, 19 doing it, then it's a little bit weird. Crystal and Chris's date, she asked him if he's ever been in love, and he was kind of beating around the bush about the question, and he said that he's loved people but had to end relationships that he's loved over fighting. Like, he's like, I don't feel like you get my question. And then she also felt like he wasn't ever in love, she just liked the idea of it. And then it's the next day, and then they're already showcasing the dads. That is how it ends. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.